Welcome to Suffolk Freemasons' free and accepted podcast, where we hope to inform, educate and entertain. Welcome to another free and accepted podcast, the podcast service from Suffolk Province. I'm Mark Jepson. The host today I have with me.
I'm Nick Moulton. I'm the Deputy Provincial Grand Charity Steward for Suffolk.
Nick, thanks for joining us. We're at the Almoners and Charity Stewards Conference here at Ashler House. It's been really inspiring so far, isn't it?
It's been really good to see where some of our money goes and to see so much enthusiasm from those that are gathered both as charity stewards and almoners.
And to have the some of the charities speaking today is quite humbling, isn't it?
It's rewarding. It's rewarding to see where our money goes.
It absolutely is. So there's some MCF funding, changes of rules, everything else. So to help people, what is there? What's changing?
There's going to be a lot of change. The change is an approach to the governance of the money. I've just been speaking to the conference and I'll run through the notes of what I said there, but I'm encouraging people to consider it very much like political devolution, where the London Parliament has devolved power to Scotland, Wales and other assemblies. Equally, the MCF is handing power back to us, to the provinces to deal with the money in a local level, in a local way, because we know best.
And that is true, though, isn't it? I mean, it's good what they're doing, but we know where that money needs to be spent. And part of the forum is we invite charities to write an article so that new masters who perhaps may not be so familiar with local charities have at least some idea of what's happening in their areas.
Absolutely. It's the case that lots of people stay in post as charity steward for quite a long while. But we've always got new members. We've always got new charity stewards. So they need a grounding in why we do what we do, as well as how we do it, to inspire them. These changes are very positive for Suffolk because a lot of long-standing Masons have a very negative view of the MCF as a gatekeeper of charitable giving, because all of the festival money, and we're in festival on and off, 5 years on, 5 years off, the money tended to go to the MCF, and they were the ones who decided what we did with the money. And that had quite a negative feeling amongst the brethren, because they felt, we're just giving our money away to someone remote and they're dictating what we should give to it. And unfortunately, that did tend to lead to a resistance to festival giving. That should hopefully change. It does mean that the change is we can spend the charity money where we need it. The money that we've raised will be sent back to us, and a useful proportion of the festival giving will be sent straight back to our relief chest, and we can spend that in the way that we want to, obviously within the Masonic traditions and in a lawful way. Of course. For that, we have a very stringent due diligence test, which is managed by Roger Howlett as part of the festival, as part of the charity team. Is also part of the festival team. Where there's a lot of
in there, isn't it?
Yeah, but what it does mean is that we can support not only charities but community projects, and we can support individual brethren as well. It doesn't have to be just registered charities.
Yeah, and that's the good part about it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not all good because
right, okay.
As with everything, everyone always takes with one hand and gives with the other, or vice versa. And what it does mean is that the match funding that many lodges have taken advantage of over the years, which was run by the MCF, albeit administered by the Suffolk Provincial Charity Team, but it was an MCF scheme, where they had much funding of £10,000 per year available. So if a lodge raised a certain amount of money, 500 quid, £1,000 or whatever, they could apply for that money to be matched by MCF. That scheme has now gone. But that's not entirely a bad thing, because the scheme had its drawbacks. They would only allow us to make 6 donations a year. And that's not always appropriate to the amount of funding that small charities or little projects need. And it's gone. Yeah. We've got something good. We've got something better replacing.
And we're going to go on to that, because sometimes we might suddenly hear of a charity that is either in serious need or actually what they've done is really, really good and we'd like to have supported. And that potentially restricts us a little bit. So where the changes, where are the benefits of the changes?
Well, the changes are, it's a multifaceted change. The NCF are establishing what they call the Community Fund. And I will read out the blurb that we handed out at the conference, which it says each province will be able to submit one application for a grant between £10,000 and £50,000 towards a charity project which meets the Community Fund criteria. Grants of up to £100,000 will be considered in exceptional circumstances. The decision is made by representatives of MCF and UGLE annually. In fact, the next time will be February 2026. This is a new NCF scheme. This is something completely new, and as you can tell, it's much larger amounts of money. It's supposed to make a much larger impact. It's something we've seen in London, where they've given large amounts of money to the turntable ladders, the helicopters, and all that kind of thing. They've made large amounts. Well, we're now hopefully going to replicate that in the provinces. However, my immediate reaction was, and lots of people who have made lottery fund applications, is that it might be an awful lot of work with no guarantee of success. However...
And will that be one community project or one organisation?
Well, the way it will work is that each province can make one application per year. So say for instance, a lodge takes forward a project to province, or we've got some competing projects, one of those will be supported by the province, but put forward as Suffolk's application.
Yeah.
Okay. There are 47 provinces in the scheme, but there's £2 million per year to be handed out. So if you do the simple maths, that's £42,000 per province per year. That might mean that some of them are more deserving from time to time, and you won't, win, or you won't get the grant. But in the longer term, it should mean that the money is even down in substantial amounts to more, and the scheme is already commenced.
Right. So you say it's commenced. We will be supporting just one charity through this particular scheme. But so how do people find out more about this? To who do they contact?
Well, if the information will be on the MCF website, that's available. We've got some additional information which will supplement to individual lodges if they ask us questions, and we'll be updating the Suffolk website as well.
Right.
But it all signposts back to the charity team.
Yeah.
So in the first instance, email John, and then that will go through to the grant triage team, as we've called them, to make sure that the applications go through the usual Masonic due diligence checks. That gets the rubber stamp.
We can support what we can.
Yeah.
Go on, sorry.
The other thing that doesn't change is the MCF grants. The grant system will remain exactly as it is. That £150,000 big hit money is not at the expense of the MCF grant. And if anyone who's made an application for an MCF grant will know how it works. And it means that individual Masons, lodges, and non-Masonic charities can make an application direct to MCF. And the important thing there is that if it is a charitable application, they do need to be a registered charity.
Yeah.
And that is one of the nuances between the new regime and the old regime, in that the money that is given to us in Suffolk, we don't have to satisfy the registered charities tick box. Yeah. So long as it's a good cause and it goes through our due diligence process, that's absolutely fine. If a brother or a lodge or anyone wants to make an application for a grant, it's always best to come back to province, let John know, because then we can support it. Because usually they will always come back to us and say, do you know about this? I have it.
And we've been talking to Caroline as well today, who does a lot to support Suffolk and the other provinces that she does. Yep. And she has a great relationship with us here in Suffolk, doesn't she?
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
And then we've got the Suffolk proposals.
The Suffolk proposals is because we all like the match funding so much, we're going to have our own match funding scheme. It'll be the same amount of money over the same period. It'll be £10,000, refreshed every year, starting 1st of June every year and ending 31st of May the following year. It's a way of illustrating that the charitable giving is more local. and it will not have the limitations of the former MCF scheme, because we will be able to make unlimited numbers of grants, not unlimited money, unlimited numbers. So if there's a charity that needs a quick amount of money, 250 quid, just to overcome some problem, like a vital piece of equipment that's broken, they need it replaced, and the lodge says, well, it's that costs 500 quid. Could you give us 250 towards it? We've gathered 250 from our lodge members. Yeah, we can do it, and it's quick. We don't have to go through all the rigor.
And that's sometimes that little bit of money is really required urgently, and that will help.
Absolutely.
So the red tape won't be quite as thorough.
No, there's far few people to get support from.
And finally, festival donations. It wouldn't be a charity steward here in Suffolk not talking about festival and festival donations.
Well, we need to keep supporting the festival, because the reason that this money is coming back to us is because it's going to the MCF from the festival in the first place. But from April 2026, immediately every donation that goes to the festival, a useful proportion of it, comes back to us into our relief chest for us to disperse. We don't have to wait for it. We don't have to wait for the end of the festival. We don't have to go through all the elaborate applications that have existed in the past. The give a little, gain a lot strap line that John's adopted is absolutely right, and actually it means something more effective now than it even did when we started the festival a couple of years back. There'll be more ways of getting hold of the money, with decisions made by local people that you'll know.
And the good part of it is that all you need to do, ideally, is buy the festival jewel. Contribute to in other ways, of course, but festival jewel is the easy way to contribute to the festival.
What ideally we would like seeing is that we have a good recruitment number in Suffolk Masonry. We are doing very well. We, as we're told by the membership and mentorship team, we're strong. So people want to be in Freemasonry for a reason, and one of those reasons I'd like to think is charity. So on their initiation night, hand them the dual application form.
Yeah,
it's only a £5 a month.
Yeah.
If they can't afford that, well, find out why they can't.
Yeah.
We'll help them.
Because we can support them other ways. Absolutely. Nick, thank you so much for your time today. The charity team are doing such a great job. Thank you for everything you're doing. Particularly, I know you're involved with the Suffolk's Got Talent as well, which we hope that's a success as well. So for the time being, Nick, thanks very much.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you for joining us on another free and accepted podcast. Please like and subscribe to our Suffolk Freemasons YouTube channel.